Hey, welcome to the NBA Pick Show on the LineStar YouTube channel alongside my co-host, Tyler Wiemann. I'm Shannon Sommerville, and we've got your top NBA picks for tonight's playoffs action. Yesterday, we were able to cash in on our ladder entry on Underdog, so today we get to start off the show with a Money Gun celebration, a nice 3x ladder cash, not quite the 25x that we cashed last week, but hey, we'll take that one. We had Julius Randle, who did get to the fourth rung or the third rung of that ladder, Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. And I owe an apology to both my co-host Tyler Wiemann and Mikal Bridges himself, because before yesterday's show, Tyler did say, hey, you want to go Mikal Bridges? And I said, absolutely not. And I, put my foot down. And I said, Mikal Bridges cannot make any shots. And sure enough, yesterday absolutely went off. Couldn't miss. So apologies, Tyler, on that pick yesterday. That was a good call on Bridges. I did not have the faith, but he came through for the Knicks last night. Any thoughts?
That game in general, the big thoughts there are Tatum. It sucks for the Celtics. And Tatum was another that we thought about throwing out, who went off, and we didn't. But
we did mention it on the show yesterday that
you
thought that he was in a smashed spot. Yeah, unfortunate. As a Knicks fan, obviously I was happy that the Knicks were able to go up 3-1, but it was one of those situations where you're like, we want to beat this team when they're at their best, when everybody's healthy, and certainly hate to see a star player of the NBA go down like that. And, by the looks of it, looks kind of long term. So, of course, that's just terrible. I'm sorry to all the Celtics fans out there. That is a tough one. But today's, there's a lot of injuries across the board here. I hate seeing all these stars injured, especially as we look at this Cavs game. They've got a lot of people banged up. Donovan Mitchell on the injury report listed as questionable, dealing with an ankle injury. That's certainly something we'll talk about for today as well. But yesterday's picks were able to deliver in the ladder. Our entry on the extender did not cash, so we will not be giving out some money today. But hey, you know what? Tomorrow could be our day. What we're going to do is put together our 2 picks for the extender pick on Underdog. And if that cashes, one randomly selected commenter will win $20. So to enter into that, you got to make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then comment below. And you are in it to win it. Remember, though, it's not just a comment. You also have to like the video and be subscribed to the LineStar YouTube channel as well. So got to be in it to win it. $20 could be yours if we go 2 for 2 on our NBA picks on Underdog. And if you don't have Underdog yet, make sure to download it. Use the promo code LineStar. You'll get a deposit match plus 1 free month of the LineStar app, which is what we use to help us in our NBA picks. And then check out the newest tool from the makers of LineStar. It's the Props Optimizer, totally free, available right now on iOS and on Android in the App Store, wherever you get your apps. Go check it out today. Again, it's a free tool to help you dominate the player pick'em market. And we have a tab specifically so you can select Underdog, compare the different player stat lines, and see where you can get the best value. So go check that out today. All right, let's get into our extender pick'em entry, and then we'll get into our ladder for today, which we've been doing pretty well on our ladder. So let's see if we can keep the trend moving along here. Let's start things off with Aaron Gordon. Higher than 1.5 threes. LineStar projects 3.6 for Gordon. He's been just unbelievable in the playoffs and has actually cleared this, has had 2 or more 3-pointers in all 4 games and just dominating. Gordon's been such a clutch player for the Nuggets, and he's going to have to be again today. That series tied 2-2. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, Gordon's has been lighting it up from 3, and I think that continues tonight. They're obviously letting him take his attempts. He has, I think, 7+ attempts or 6+ attempts and 3 of 4. He's gone over in every single game so far this series, and I expect it to continue today. They need him, especially on the road. So while he doesn't shoot as well on the road, he shot very well there in the first 2 games, so I think he can do it again.
All right, to the other game, the Cavs trying to hang on to dear life We're going to Max Strus, higher than 11.5 points here. And actually, if you guys are using that props optimizer, you'll notice as far as the points category is concerned, this is one of the biggest edges according to the comparison between the projection and what that points total is on Underdog. Right now, our projection is 15.2 for Strus. He's averaging 15.3 in the series, and he's been higher than that 11.5 mark in 2 of 4. This number has gone up from 10.5. However, Strus is a guy who can knock down threes and get very hot from the perimeter. So I'm comfortable taking the higher here, especially given the situation that Cleveland is in today in a do or die situation. We're going to have to see some of those players knocking down shots on the perimeter for the Cavs. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And, you said he was over in 2 of 3. The last game, he had 11 in only 22 minutes. There's definitely, an easy path for him to get over in this spot. All he needs to do is knock down a couple threes. And if he does it early, then a ceiling is really there because he's just going to keep firing them up.
All right, so those are our 2 entries today. Again, we are using that extender promo on Underdog. If you haven't used it yet, each game of the series, you're getting a bigger boost on your entry. So make sure to take advantage of that so you can get a nice high payout on your pick'em entry. Underdog, again, use that promo code LineStar. If you are a new user, go take advantage of that deal today. All right, so that's our pick'em entry. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. It enters you into the pick'em contest. If we go 2 for 2, someone's getting $20. We'll announce it on the show tomorrow. All right, now it is time to ladder it up. We were able to cash in 3x on yesterday's entry. Let's see if we can't hit that 25x mark with 3 players. Let's get after it and start things off on our ladder here today with Aaron Nesmith for the Pacers with a 9-13-20 ladder, which means each payout or each number that he reaches, we get a higher payout. Remember, all 3 players have to reach that same rung of the ladder in order for us to cash in. So I like this player here for laddering purposes. This is someone who's averaging 14.8 points per game in this series, has had 13 or more in 2 of 4 games. And he did reach that 23-point mark in game 2. So he's someone who can surpass that 20-point total, which is what is required of him for that 3rd rung of the ladder, which is, of course, the big money that we're looking for in this kind of contest. What do you think?
We definitely want the big money. We want that 25x. And he has shown that he has that ability in this series. He also, in the series before, he was very consistent scoring the ball. He had 18, he had 19, 17 in game 1. I think the ability for him to hit the 3x is, very easily. He's averaging 14.5 over the last 20. Meanwhile, Cleveland to the small forward has given up 16.6. So I think there's, a clear path for him to do it. He just needs to knock a couple down early and it can happen.
Yeah, and he's kind of a feisty player, too. He's kind of played with a chip on his shoulder ever since that trade over from Boston. So he's definitely proven it out there, and he's a great player for us to ladder here. Next up, we're going to go to that Max Strus pick. We're going to use it in our ladder as well here. The numbers he needs to reach: 9 for that 1st rung, 12 for the 2nd, and 19 for that 3rd. And honestly, Max Strus is an awesome player to ladder because he's had at least 10 in 3 of 4 games versus the Pacers. He had over 20 points in 2 of those games. Just his 3-point shooting ability, especially in the playoffs, he can get very hot from the perimeter, which is what we love to see and what is a great prototype for these ladders kind of games. What do you think about Strus here, other than what we've kind of already talked about with our extender pick as well?
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of our ladders today, a little spoiler, are roll wings that can knock down some big threes.
Yeah.
And if these guys just get a little bit hot, there's the clear outcome where they can get to that 25x rung. We just need them to all get a little hot, and it's very plausible all 3 can do it.
And from the Cavs situation, obviously they're in a kind of do or die situation. I kind of like Strus regardless of who's healthy, who's not. He's going to get the minutes, and he's going to have his opportunities to get there for us, regardless of whether, Donovan Mitchell is full strength tonight or not. So just wanted to throw that out there as well, because I know that's a big variable for tonight for the Cavs is their overall health. Lastly, let's go to Christian Braun. 10, 13, 20 are the numbers that he needs to reach. Of course, we only want to see him surpass that 20 mark. Hopefully we can get a nice 25x cash out here, but Braun is definitely a player, like you mentioned, Tyler. We're kind of focusing on these role players who need to step up and who have the ability and have shown the ability to do just that in the playoffs. What do you think for Braun?
Yeah, he scored 17 last game. The thing for me is that in Denver, one needs a role player to step up and hit some
Yeah.
big shots. We know Braun can do that. Two, in the regular season versus OKC, he was shooting 14, 15 shots a game, regularly. He shot 11 last game, but the games before that, he's been between 6 to 8 shot attempts, and we really need those shot attempts to come up a little bit. And if they do, there's a clear path to him getting that 20 plus point game, which would give us 25x. Think it's there. They're going to need him to do it, especially on the road, just to knock down some big ones.
All right. So that's our ladder entry for today. Remember, if you haven't checked out the ladders contest on Underdog, a lot of people have asked where to find it. And what you do is you click on the originals icon at the bottom of the screen. It's next to that pick'em. And then you scroll down and there's a ladders contest. Click on that and you can go ahead and select your players. Now, we just do 3 players, but I think you can select up to 5 if I'm not mistaken. So go at it. Go have fun with it. Hopefully you guys are able to cash in on it. Yeah, I was going to say we stick to 3 because, obviously it's hard. It's a hard thing to get that 25x, something that we did last week, but we're trying for that big money, that nice payout. Again, download Underdog today. If you are a new user, use that promo code LineStar to get yourself that deposit match plus 1 free month of the LineStar app and enter into our contest. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. Hopefully you guys have been able to cash in on some of these entries with us on Underdog. Let us know what you think in the comments if you've got any locks for us. We're all trying to beat the books. Let's go out there, win some money on this Tuesday. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.